After missing out on the 2024 postseason, the Golden State Warriors will enter the upcoming season with not as high expectations as years past. Klay Thompson's decision to leave the franchise and join the Dallas Mavericks left the team with a void to fill. However, both Stephen Curry and Draymond Green have been vocal about helping the franchise rebuild the rotation and return to its position as one of the best teams in the NBA. The Warriors, they do have a lot of young talent on its roster. They have the likes of Pods, Kuminga, and Moody, who continue to develop and improve their games. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody combined for 44 points in the Warriors' 109-106 victory in the preseason against the Sacramento Kings, as the Warriors are 3-0 in the preseason. Moses Moody was in attack mode from the opening tip, as he started alongside Stephen Curry in the backcourt, and he was the first Warrior in double figures, and he was just absolutely relentless around the rim. And Moody finished with a game-high 23 points in 25 minutes and shot 7 for 8 from the free throw line. It was nice to see his aggressiveness in this one. As for Jonathan Kuminga, he owned the third quarter as he scored 11 points on a perfect 4 for 4 shooting in the frame, and he has continued to shoot the ball well from beyond the arc, which is great to see, as he went 3 for 4 from 3 for the game after a 4 for 6 outing in Sacramento. Guys, in this one, I'm going to be talking about the Golden State Warriors and why you simply can't sleep on this team going into the season. Do me a sorry, everybody. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. So I first want to talk about Moses Moody because I think this is going to be a big year for him. I think there's finally a path with Moody playing a larger role with this team. And Kerr was asked about Moody and what he has to do to get a rotation spot.
Moses is a rotation player, and like I said, we got 12 of them. So we have a lot of difficult decisions to make next week.
After averaging only 12.4 minutes per game in the first 2 seasons of his career, Moody finally passed the 15-minute mark last season, and he shot a solid 36% from beyond the arc. So if the Warriors are poised to make a run at the playoffs, they're going to need their new cast and characters, such as Moses Moody, to make a leap and really elevate his game. And hopefully he could get minutes. Hopefully he can show Kerr enough that he is good enough to be a staple of this rotation. And you look at Moody, I mean, since Curry and Pods play like combo guards, Moody will have to get comfortable playing off the ball, making his already solid shot even more effective. So Moody recently spoke about how he spent the summer and being an off-ball threat, and that was a big part of his work. So I think he's ready for this moment. I truly think Moses Moody is going to have a bigger role this year. He should have a bigger role this year, and he could very well break out. Another big piece in all this, outside of Moody, is going to be the continued development of Jonathan Kuminga. He's going to be the important plank on this team, because you look at Kuminga, he's a hyper athletic forward. He's fresh off a breakout campaign. I can see Jonathan Kuminga flirt with most improved player of the year this season. And the good news is that, 3 years into his career, Kuminga has shown that he can be a strong complementary player. There's no unknowns with his game. He's an absolute force who pressures the rim in a way that nobody else on the Warriors can come close to. He's an absolute beast in transition, and in the half court, he's gotten very good at playing off of Curry's and Green's passing. So you look at Kuminga, I mean, he shot 74% at the rim last season, and while he's still a fairly dependent scorer, it's notable that nearly 40% of his 2-point makes were unassisted, and Kuminga actually shot threes at a pretty respectable rate in his last 2 seasons, hitting 34% overall and 41% from the corner. So can Kuminga continue to get better with his 3-point shot? He's shown it so far in the preseason. And guys, just talking about the Warriors youth needing to get better if the Warriors do want to make a run at the playoffs. If you actually look at the Warriors odds to make the playoffs over at BetUS, you could see they are minus 115 on the money line. But this is a big question because we know the Western Conference is extremely tough. What do you guys think? Do you think the Warriors are going to make the playoffs? If you want to put in a bet, you can use BetUS today. And guys, right now, BetUS, they are offering a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your second and third deposits up to $2,000 with the code YouTube150. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. The Warriors, it seems like they aren't necessarily interested in the whole 2 timeline project because we knew there was a ton of trade rumors this past summer for big names, and the Warriors simply didn't go for it, especially with Lauri Markkanen, as you know, reports indicated that they walked when the Jazz wanted Kuminga in the deal. I mean, it just shows you that the Warriors seem like they are invested in this young team. And, you know, Kurt talked about how this is a very deep team. There's a lot of good depth, and it's going to be tough for this team to really buckle down the rotation and get the right guys playing the correct minutes. But, you know, Kuminga is not only the hope forward for this team. You got Pods, you got Moody, who I talked about, you know, Trace Jackson Davis. They're all promising. And even Wiggins, I mean, he could have a bounce back season. So you look at the Warriors, I mean, this is going to be a season that's dependent on the young guys. But I also do want to talk about their big pickup of Buddy Hield, because he proves to be a valuable perimeter shooter. And we know, you know, Hield's role as a sharpshooter is only going to complement Stephen Curry. Both of those guys went off the other night against the Kings. And, you know, you look at Buddy Hield, he can do so much that is not only going to help himself, but having an additional threat that can shoot the ball as well as he can, it's going to draw defenders and create more offensive opportunities for the team. So I think Hield's role with the Warriors is going to be important. And really, he's going to be the team's long-range depth and solution following Klay Thompson's departure. So I think Buddy Hield was a big get for this team. And then obviously, guys, you know, Stephen Curry is still playing at the peak of his powers. No matter the circumstances, if Stephen Curry is out there and he's healthy, he's always going to give his team a chance to win. We know how special Curry is. And I mean, if Curry can start getting some consistent contributions from these younger guys, the Warriors may in fact be in business. So we cannot sleep on Curry's ability, you know, what he did at the Olympics. He's still playing at a high level. He's showing no signs of slowing down. And there are some nice pieces in Golden State. So it's going to be tough because the Western Conference is just so damn loaded. But you cannot forget about the Warriors out west. They are doing a lot of good things. Granted, it's only the preseason, but you can see that the puzzle pieces, they're complementing each other well. So if the Warriors can get consistency, this could be a season where they end up surprising a lot of people and maybe flirt with a potential play-in playoff spot. So guys, what do you think? Do you think the Warriors can surprise people and be super competitive this year? A lot of people have them taking a step back, but what are your thoughts about the Warriors going into the season and where you think they stand in the Western Conference? But it's going to be exciting to see the youth really get opportunities. And, you know, Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, let's see what they can do with this new project of theirs. I mean, these guys are used to coming into seasons where they're the favorite. They're expected to win a championship. This is a little bit different for them, but we'll see, you know, how they embrace this situation and make the most out of it, possibly ending up in a very successful year for the Dubs. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and once again, shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. That is it for me. It's Luke signing off. As always, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, stay blessed.